Isn't college football great? Over the last weekend, there were a lot of upsets in the top 25, particularly in the upper echelon, in the top 10. In fact, good enough that this past week, Auburn, who was 5th in the nation and came up to possibly play again for a national championship, made the huge jump from 5 all the way up to 2. So, what about this weekend in college football? Any more big-time jumps? Well, in my opinion, there could be a couple maybe. Find out who my picks are to do that next. And as always, remember, please don't take these picks to Vegas. I'm not the picking expert. So, with that being said, let's rock and roll, people. Let's go! Alright, let's go! And as always, we'll start with the local teams in the Big 12. The Big 12 games this weekend at 11 a.m. They'll start off West Virginia at Texas Tech on Fox Sports 1. I'm going to go with West Virginia. Or you can catch the game on ABC from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, the regional game, the non-home game, the neutral site game between my Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. Oklahoma is ranked 11th in the country. Texas is unranked on ABC, and I think my Sooners are going to get it done. They're not happy about the way that it happened last weekend at TCU, and they're going to bounce back big time. 2:30 games. There are two 2:30 games. One of them not on TV. The other one is on TV. The one not on TV, Toledo at Iowa State. I got to go with Iowa State here. Big 12 play, they're not that good. But they should beat Toledo, I think. Also, TCU, 9th-ranked TCU, tries to come in with the hammer after knocking off my Sooners. They go for another top 5 upset. The problem? It's in Waco. At number 5, Baylor. The game on ESPN, on ABC, or ESPN2 regional coverage. I'm going to go with Baylor in this one, just because it's a home game. But it might be closer than some of the experts think. Number 16th, Oklahoma State. They'll be in Lawrence at 3 o'clock. I think Oklahoma State's going to win this one on Fox Sports 1 at 3 o'clock. Thursday games. We're going to start the Thursday games pretty early and pretty hard. BYU and Central Florida, on ESPN. I'm going to go with BYU. Friday, they really get coming. Washington State will be at 25th ranked Stanford on ESPN at 8 o'clock. I'm going to go with our boy from the Big 12, the Leacher, Mike Leach in Washington State. They're going to somehow get past Stanford. I don't know how, but I think they will. 8:30 p.m., San Diego State and New Mexico will be on ESPNU. I'm going to go with New Mexico. And finally, at 9 o'clock, Fresno State will be at UNLV on CBS Sports Network. I'm going to go with Fresno State. The Saturday slates on ESPN. Number 1, Florida State's back in action. They'll be at Syracuse. I'm going to go with Florida State. ACC on CBS, or SEC on CBS. Number 13th ranked Georgia will be at 23rd ranked Missouri. I think Georgia's going to bounce back. Middle Tennessee State and Marshall will be on Fox Sports Net. I'm going to go with Middle Tennessee State. On ESPN3, you'll see Cincinnati at Miami of Florida. I'm going to go with Miami of Florida. Here in the Sooner State, all 3 of them will be on the road because the third game, ESPN News will have Tulsa at Temple. I'm going to go with Temple. On ESPNU, you'll see Indiana at Iowa. I'm going to go with Indiana. Northwestern will be at Minnesota on the Big Ten Network. I'm going to go with Minnesota. The Badgers. Illinois will be at Wisconsin on ESPN2. I'm going to go with Illinois. Louisiana Monroe will be at Kentucky on the SEC Network. I'm going to go with Kentucky. And finally, the early games. Rice will be at Army on CBS Network. I'm going to go with the Army Knights. 11:30 a.m. kickoff. Duke will be at 22nd ranked Georgia Tech on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Georgia Tech. The noon game, Buffalo will be at Eastern Michigan on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Buffalo. The 1 p.m. matchups. Miami of Ohio will be at Arkin on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Arkin. UMass will be at Kent State on ESPN3.com. I'm going to go with Kent State. And Arkansas State will be at Georgia State on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Arkansas State. The 2 o'clock matchups. New Mexico State will be at Troy on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Troy. And Western Michigan will be at Ball State. I'm going to go with Ball State. The 2:30 games, the mid games, the mid-noon game, the middle games. There are a lot of these on ESPN family networks, like 2-3, number 2 Auburn, number 3 Mississippi State. Go at it on CBS Network. I think Mississippi State is going to take it. They already beat one team from Alabama. Why can't they beat another? I think that they'll do it. In the same state, because Ole Miss did it last time. North Carolina will be at Notre Dame on NBC. I'm going to go with Notre Dame. Michigan State Sparty will be at Purdue on the ESPN2 or ABC regional action game. I'm going to go with Michigan State. Number 12, Oregon will be at 18th ranked UCLA on Fox. I'm going to go with Oregon. Boston College will be at North Carolina State on ESPN3.com. I'm going to go with NC State. Louisville will be at Clemson on ESPNU. I'm going to go with Clemson. The Virginia Military Institute will be at Navy on CBS Network. How can you go with Navy in this? You can't. I'm going to go with Navy. And Liberty will be at Appalachian State on ESPN3.com. I'm going to go with Appalachian State. At 3 o'clock, the battle for Tennessee will be on the SEC Network as Tennessee Chattanooga takes on the UT, University of Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee. At 4 o'clock, Central Michigan will be at Northern Illinois on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Northern Illinois. At 5 o'clock on ESPN, Alabama tries to bounce back. Number 7, Alabama tries to bounce back at Arkansas, and I think they'll do it. Might be closer than the experts think since it's in Fayetteville, but in the end, I think Alabama's going to win. Houston will be at Memphis on CBS Network. You can't not go against Houston. Washington will be at Cal on the Pac-12 Network. I'm going to go with Washington. And Idaho State will be at Georgia Southern on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Georgia Southern. At 6 p.m. regional Central Time, 16th ranked East Carolina will be at South Florida on ESPNU. I'm going to go with East Carolina. And on ESPN2, Penn State will be at Michigan. I'm going to go with Michigan. The 6:30 Silts. LSU will be at Florida on the SEC Network. I'm going to go with Florida. And Charleston Southern will be at Vandy on ESPN3. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt. At 7 o'clock, Duke University of Connecticut will be at Tulane on ESPN News. I'm going to go with the University of Connecticut. Ole Miss, at 8 o'clock, third-ranked Ole Miss will be at 14th ranked Texas A&M. Ole Miss coming off a huge win over Alabama, but this time in the 12th man, where they are angry about losing last week, and they won't have it again, not to another Mississippi team. I think A&M pulls the upset. 9:15, Air Force will be at Utah State on ESPNU. I'm going to go with Utah State, even without a starting quarterback. 4-year starting quarterback, by the way. And finally, 9:30, USC at Arizona. 10th ranked Arizona on ESPN2. I think that if the game was in Southern Cal, I think that Arizona might be a little too high. But in that this is the first game back, they're back in the top 10. I think that they pull this one out. It might go down the fourth quarter. Might be a little closer than the experts think. But I think Arizona beats USC. And finally, Colorado State at Nevada. I'm going to go with Nevada. That one's going to be on CBS Network. As always, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great college football Saturday. And if you want to, you can follow me on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, and find me on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm Harry James Taylor. If you're looking for me on Twitter, at SoonerFanOK. Until next weekend, everybody. Thanks for watching, and enjoy another great weekend of college football. The most exciting time of the year. Thanks.